Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we're going to rate the NXT talent currently. Just everybody on the roster the best way we can. So, yeah, could be a little difficult. I already know as I picked this list out, they didn't have Zarya, which actually makes it a little easier for me because I think she would be hovering around that top five, to be honest. So, kind of makes it in the long run maybe a little bit better for me. I try to keep these as even as possible, except for obviously the top five. So, there might be somebody ranked a little bit higher or a little bit lower just based off of whatever. So let's just start right now. We got Andre Chase. I think he's an underrated wrestler. I think he's pretty good. The gimmick is kind of so for me, but obviously they just ended Chase University, so maybe there'll be a change. I'm gonna put him in B. He could be definitely one that slides up or down. I just at the moment, I think it's a pretty solid thing. Ariana Grace, obviously she's been kind of working more the TNA events. I think that's definitely helped her out a lot more. So I'm gonna put her in D. I think like she's obviously young and she's new to the whole wrestling business, at least on the NXT side. So I think that being said, I think she still has a lot to work and she's in a good spot. Ava, she's the on-screen GM, so like I don't, she's kind of limited, obviously, to what she's doing. I'll put her in F at the time being. I don't think it really matters. I think this is kind of more of a wrestling thing. I think she's going to be one of those people that has a long career in the WWE, but at the moment, it's just going to be like a GM thing. I don't think she's ever going to be a full-time wrestler. Axiom, it seems a weird one because I think he works very well for the NXT style. I don't know exactly in the main roster where he fits without being in the tag team with Nathan Frazier or at least like a high flying tag team. I do believe he's one of those top talents. So I'm going to put him in B. I could kind of definitely put him up higher if I have space, but at the moment, I think safety would be to put him in B. Next up, we have Carly Bright. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever seen one of her matches. I think she's only on Level Up, so I'm gonna put her down in F for the time being. Uh, yeah, Brindley Reese. Um, I saw the last match she had wasn't bad. She's definitely getting better. I'll put her in D. I definitely don't think she's the worst. Bronco is part of In the Mud. I honestly think the tag team isn't the worst, but I don't think it's necessarily anything so crazy that I'm like needing more of it. So I'll put it in D for the time being. Brooks Jensen, he's all doing this Sean Spears stuff. Honestly, not my favorite thing, but I think he's okay. I'll put him in C for the time being. I think I'm gonna have to move around a lot of people as I go along, but I guess that's the best way. Channing Lorenzo, um, Stacks is just kind of there, like he's part of the family thing, and he'll be pushing the tag division whenever they have this big tag team turmoil thing that they're doing for Axiom and Navy Frazier's title. So I think he's decent, get some decent screen time. So he's not that bad. Charlie Dempsey, I think obviously the lineage and stuff of being William Regal's son will always help him. I'm gonna put him in B. I think he's a pretty solid wrestler, and I think he's decent on the mic. I'll move Axiom up to A because I feel like Axiom does definitely deserve it. Cora Jade, I think is definitely a great talent, great on the mic. I'm gonna put her in B. She just needs more time because she just unfortunately gets hit with that injury bug. Diana, is it Danny Palmer? I don't think we really even get to see her. I'm gonna put her down in F. I don't think we I don't think she's gotten a push. Dante Chan, we had like 2 3 weeks of him doing really good, but then it kind of got pushed back down and just kind of a background character. Put him in D. There's still a possibility of get some time. Duke Hudson, I think like the same with Andre Chase, solid wrestlers. Gimmicks not my favorite, but there might be some changes coming with that, so there's a possibility. Next up is Eddie Thorpe. I haven't fought anything too crazy. I don't think he's bad. Put him in C. Um, Andres, again, like some of these tag teams are just starting to kind of get pushed together to be a little bit better. So I'll put him in D, but I feel like he hasn't really gotten that much time to shine. Even Page, just off his mic skills, I think puts him in the A category. I think he's a solid wrestler, but he definitely knows how to cut those promos. Fallon Headley, I think, is going to be something very soon. She's a good heel. She's also a pretty good face. I think she has that opportunity to kind of do something with this North American title, and hopefully she'll be able to make her run a little bit more memorable. So I'll put her in B for the time being. I could possibly put her in A. I trying to be a little stingy at the top. Nathan Frazier, got to put him next to his tag team partner up in A. They're just phenomenal wrestlers. They're decent on the mic, and they look good as champions. Next up is Gigi Dolan, another person I think that just suffers that injury bug so much. I put her in C. I've always liked Gigi Dolan's wrestling, her aesthetic, everything. But the problem is she's just not around because she's hurt. Julia, I mean, she's sensational. Top five easily. Um, no doubt about it. That's all I can really say. I feel like, she was a great signing. I liked her in Japan. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. I got to put her in the top five. Hank and Tank, you know, they're okay tag team. I don't really know where to put them. I'm gonna put them in D. I think I'll put Grace down a little bit lower. Yeah, I think I'm good with this right now. Izzy Dame, again, kind of a background character. I'll put her down in F. I feel like she could possibly be in D, but I feel like the bottom is going to be kind of heavy with people because NXT sometimes doesn't get a chance to always show everybody because their roster's so deep, especially in the women's division, that some of these women could be amazing wrestlers, but they're not going to get their time to shine anytime soon. Jace, I think solid C. I mean, she's good on the mic. Her wrestling's pretty solid. Tag team's good. I think there's a good shot. Jada Parker. Well, Jada Parker's weird to me because like I really like her, and I think like I like her. I like her character and like her thing, but she's like just in that weird gap of like not getting a full push, but just kind of being there. So I'll put her in B for the time being because I think she has a really bright future, but it just kind of is limited that she's in a really bad time for her in the NXT because the women's division is so big. Jakara Jackson, I think she's really solid. I think she definitely gets outshined by Lash Legend, unfortunately for her. I'm gonna have to put her in D. Their tag team overall is pretty good. Javier Bernal, I don't even know who this is. I'm gonna be honest. He's probably like the only person I haven't really fully recognized. I'm gonna have to put him in F. Jasmine, she's okay. She's still, in a tag team and kind of getting that type of stuff. She hasn't had as much time to shine herself. But yeah, I think she still has a good future. Javon Evans is top five talent. He's just amazing out there. The stuff that he does is just absolutely insane. And I think he's going to continue to keep doing that stuff in NXT. Joe Coffey, I think solid wrestler. I'll probably put him in B for the time being. I think that's a pretty solid area. He's just a good wrestler. I don't really like Gallus in general, but I think it's okay. Josh Briggs, I haven't really seen him at all. I'm gonna put him in D. Like he just hasn't been around because he's not in the tag team anymore, so they kind of just put him off. Carmen, I like Carmen's wrestling style a lot. I'll put her in C because I think she's still on her way up, and it's going to take some time. Kalani Jordan got a great push with the having the first North American title and stuff. I'll put her in A. I think she's definitely a big future piece for them, and I just want to see what they're going to do with her because I think there could be an easy way to fumble her and an easy way to make her really good. So we'll see that. Kendall Gray, I think one of the newer people. Gonna put her in F. We haven't really seen anything of her. Lash Legend is A tier, almost in that top five, and it's kind of crazy to say, but she's just had one of those years where she's just been so power and dominant. She just needs those opportunities, and she's just right on that cusp of getting something. If the women had like a tag team champion tip division, her and Jakara Jackson should be absolutely dominant in it, but they don't. And I think she's really on that cusp that like she needs a championship within the next year, whatever it is. But I guess we'll see. Nexus King is weird. I just don't like his character that well. I think he's an okay wrestler. I think that he's trying, but I just don't like his character that much. I'm gonna put him in C. He could possibly go lower depending on how much space we have. Lola Vice, I think, is really an interesting case study to look at for the last year because I think she got a mega push, but that one promo against Roxanne Perez, I think, derailed all of it hard. So I'm gonna have to put her in C. Next up is Luca. I mean, he's kind of in the back. I think he'll get a little bit more of a push recently because of the tag team division, but for right now, I'm going to put him there. I'm going to drop Josh Briggs down to F. Price, part of In the Mud, put him in with his tag team partner. Same thing with Malachi Blade. I almost said Black. Mark Coffey, I put him a little bit lower than Joe Coffey. I mean, they're a solid team. Miko isn't wrestling currently for NXT. I think she'll probably have one last match, but I would say it should be against Julia as a retirement match. Miles Bourne, I think, is again going to be in that push because him and Tavion Heights is going to be like the tag team for the No Catch Republic. I put him in D. You haven't seen much of him. Nikita Lyons, I think, is the one that has like a look to be a really good star, but I think she's still kind of far away from it, so I'm gonna put her in C. Noman Dar, he had a really good push with the Heritage Cup before he lost it, and I think he's hurt currently, so I'll put him in C because I think eventually when he comes back, I'm gonna move Carmen up to B. Oba Fetty, top five. Every match that he had as the North American title, except for the match that he lost, it was just a banger. He would be my MVP for NXT in the last year of just putting on the best match consistently on the card. He needs to be pushed to high hell. I don't know, or high heaven, I guess is the better thing. Aura, I'm not a big fan. I don't think there's really anything crazy about him. I'll put him in D for the time being. William Regal, obviously, is a manager. We'll put him at the bottom. Rich Holland is getting a huge push. I don't really like Rich Holland. I'll put him in D because he's getting the push, but I just don't think it's needed. I think I'll move because like Aura got like a push recently, but it hasn't been. It's been a while. Huh? I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it there and hopefully I can not have to move anymore. Riley Osborne. Do I put them higher? I guess I put Ridge higher and then I put Miles there. I think that might be better. Rizzo just had a great singles match, and I think they need to give her more. I know she wrestles a lot on NXT Level Up, and I maybe need to watch more, but I have a good feeling that she might be a good wrestler, like for the future, like have a good thing. It's just she's stuck in this weird family dynamic, and I think that family is kind of dragging her down if she can really wants to be like a single star. I'm gonna put her in C for the time being. I'm gonna put Lola Vice up a little higher. Um, put Cora Jade up into A. Put Jakara Jackson up to A. I think those are solid. Kind of trying to go around. Next up, we have Roxana Perez. Obviously, top five talent. It is crazy, but it's true. I mean, she's just amazing. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Sean Spears, I think, has that like weird cult leader vibe. I think I like it, and I think he's a pretty solid wrestler. I'll put him in B. Sol Ruka. Now, Sol Ruka's interesting because I was trying to think of my top five, and like that last fifth spot is actually really hard to fill. I really want to put her in my top five. I really do, but I have one more person that I really want to put up there, so I'm gonna have to put her just on that edge, and I'm gonna have to put her in the A slot. Also realize, unless I've completely missed her, she's not on here as Rin Sinclair. I really like Rin Sinclair. She'd also be like in the B. I don't know why they didn't give her a photo, and I kind of hate that, but I just realized that. Next up is Stephanie Vercoeur. She is the top five. I mean, she's right on that cusp because like Stephanie's an amazing wrestler. That's how much I like Sol Ruka, that like it's almost, like I can't decide between those two, but they're still amazing. So like she's obviously one of the best wrestlers there, and she's just so good, and she's just so over too. All of them are that just was recently signed. So there's my top five. I think it's a pretty solid top five. Steven Turner, she's kind of been just used as like a backstage person, so I'm gonna have to put her in F. Same here with Mr. Stone. Nothing too needed. Tank, where we put Hank here, so let's try to move up. I guess we'll put Reese up a little bit higher. We'll put Tank there. Tatum Paxley, her gimmick and the way that she acts and stuff is really good. I really would put her up in the A. I think she's going to be something special. Taven Heights, I think he did really good when he went over to Japan. He just hasn't got that chance to like show it off yet. So please do. I'm gonna put him in B because I feel like he has a big future there, and they wouldn't have like let him go do that Japanese stuff if they didn't expect him to come back and get a big push. Fia Hell with her character work and stuff, I think she'll be around for a while. Again, we don't know how Chase U is gonna kind of happen after this, so we'll see how that goes. Tony D'Angelo, he's kind of in that main event scene. Put him in the A category. Same here with Trick Williams. He could easily be a case for the top five also, but I just was so strong with the five that I had, so he's up there in the A. Got some more tag teams. I feel like we're running out of space. Let's see. I think I could put Jakara up a little bit higher. I could probably put Jasmine up. Put both of them down here. Again, we're going to see one of these tag teams that are down here in this D get a big push to go against Nathan and Axiom. But until we see which one merges, I kind of don't know what to do with them. I'll put Wolfgang over here too. Wendy Chu got the like that push, and then now she's in NXT or like TNA and stuff every once in a while. So I think I think it worked out pretty well for her. So I'm gonna put her up in B. I think it's working pretty decent for her to do both shows and stuff. And then Wesley, he's a talent right there. Not completely even, so let's see. Who could I move from this category up? I think I'll make Gigi Dolan up because I really do like her. And then I gotta move one person down. I think I'll put Wolfgang because he definitely seems to have the least out of Gallus of like being around. And that's what I think. Tell me what you guys think. Who is your top 5 talent in NXT? Because I think it's hard to actually get the top 5 talent. Like if you think about all the different things that go into talent, like to me it's like star power, wrestling, gimmick, promo ability, like all of that is stuff you have to keep into mind. And obviously some of these on the top 5 have some downside because all it's developmental. They're gonna have to learn that type of stuff. But I think that's 5 I got here is some of the most solid 5 wrestlers. But anybody in this A category is really just knocking on that door to take one of those spots. It doesn't matter whose spot. And obviously, I said Zaria's up there really high. Win Sinclair, I'd probably put up in the B. Like I said, I don't know why she's not on this list, but I like Win Sinclair a lot. So I don't know. She's like one of my favorite like I don't know if you'd necessarily like non-popular wrestler, but like a wrestler like not a lot of people probably would say like that's the best wrestler ever, or like that person's great. Maybe people do. That'd be cool, but I definitely think she is. So I would put her up in B. And yeah, that's been my video. I hope you guys are enjoying. I should have had a whole week of full videos and stuff, and so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the content. And if you like it, subscribe. I'm gonna kick butt and take names, and I've been enjoying doing these videos. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below and what type of videos you want to see if there's any ideas or anything. Until then, it's been Japan. Bye, guys.